Identity, the Quest for Israel's Future by Emanuel Shahaf. Hello to you, Emanuel.
Hello, hello.
Talking about what is happening here in Israel, in the Middle East, the 6 prisoners that escaped from the Israeli prison were caught. What is your perspective? Is it now a sign that everything is going to be settled again, or
not? It's more likely or not. I think whoever thinks that by putting them back into jail successfully the way it was done, without causing much collateral damage, would end the turmoil. I think is sorely mistaken. I think the prison break brought up the issue of Palestinian prisoners, and the fact that we are busy keeping the prisons filled with Palestinians, and at the same time the Palestinians realize that they don't have a chance to, they 6 of them broke out, they're all back into prison. This is a very depressing reality they have to deal with, and I don't think I think by now they're not willing to take this lying down, so to speak. So I think there will be a lot of activity. I don't know where it will concentrate. It can be diplomatic front. It can be also in unrest in the Palestinian areas and in the mixed cities. There's all kinds of possibilities, but there won't be silence, and there won't be quiet, especially not on the background of what our Prime Minister said, that he is not looking forward to a political process. He doesn't want to pursue a political process, and he certainly doesn't want to go to a 2-state solution. So putting them back into jail while at the same time closing political options is not a way to produce calm and peace.
Because the depression
yes,
is going to be still in the Palestinian side, though the Israeli side right now is kind of clapping hands.
Sure, there's some kind of exuberance, as we did it, we put them back in jail. Never, despite the fact that there were terrible mistakes made by the prison service and so on and so forth. But I think we're fooling ourselves. We're in denial, which is something which characterizes us for quite a few years. This isn't going to go away. We have almost 5,000 Palestinian prisoners. We're putting more prisoners almost by the day, and there won't be silence around this.
So you're saying that basically the depression is a feeling, or the despair is something that Israel cannot put within prisoners, within a prison, within the Gaza Strip, to put
no, we can't,
over there.
We can't. We're right. Exactly. We can't push it away. We can't make it disappear. We can put the people into jail, and we can keep the Gazans in Gaza, but we cannot calm everything down, especially not when we're not willing to pursue a political process at all.
You mentioned the Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. He's going to the UN Council in New York, and what would be your recommendation for him in this coming speech?
Well, I think he in a way boxed himself into a corner, which doesn't leave him much of a choice.
Because
by saying that he is not interested in a political process and he doesn't want 2 states, he will have to produce something positive. He can't go to the United Nations and talk to the world at such an occasion and close doors. He has to put something there, something positive. He has 8 days to think about it. I hope he comes up with something.
Your recommendation, if you were with him in the room, your recommendation, Prime Minister, when you're standing there, there is one word, one sentence, one phrase that I would recommend to you in order to describe Israel's better future.
He has to make clear that no matter what our plans are for the future for Israel-Palestine, that we think that equality civil rights for everybody has to be part of whatever the future brings. If he does that, even without clarifying exactly in what framework, he'll do a great thing. The question is whether he'll be able to do that, because he's reined in by the political reality, and having already promised that he's not looking for a political process and saying something like equality at the same time is quite a risk. But Bennett is a courageous guy. If whoever read what Mansour Abbas wrote about him in Time magazine when he was put into the list of the 100 most influential people, he's courageous, and he may be able to do something, and may be willing to do something which will surprise us all.
And in the liberal newspaper of Haaretz, there is a new article by Aluf Ben, who describes his perspective about Naftali Bennett, the Israeli Prime Minister, and his aim for one land, one state.
One state. Yes, I think the article in Haaretz clarifies that, not that we don't know about it, but it's good that Haaretz is on the same page, that we're going to a one-state scenario. And a one-state scenario is a new ball game altogether, and we have to deal with it. It has huge implications. I'm not sure that Bennett is aware of all the implications, but he'll have to deal with it politically. He'll have to deal with it security-wise, and he'll have to deal with it with regard to public opinion at the United Nations in 8 days from now. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
And when you're saying he will have to deal with that, what, according to your book, to your lectures, to the federation idea, could be something that could be the first step for him to implement?
Well, the federation solution is something which suits itself to be implemented over a long time. So it's a part of shrinking the conflict. One could think of taking steps, giving more autonomy to Palestinians in certain areas at this or another stage, as part of maybe realizing a federation at a later stage. That could be done, but
also for the Palestinians, but also for the Arab Israelis.
Yes, of course. Yes, we start. If we start with cantonization, you can start with Palestinian cantons in the occupied territories at the same time with cantons in Israel proper. So there's a lot of options once you start thinking that way. I think reality will force the government to start thinking that way, and it'll be much sooner than we thought, because of the circumstances now and because of the way things are developing.
We're creating this video interview during the holidays here in Israel, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. Some blessing that you would like to share for these holidays?
I think we should hope that everything will be peaceful, and that we'll find our way, our new way, and the sooner the better. Happy holiday.
Happy holiday. People that want to be part of your journey, that want to ask questions, want to give remarkable and good reviews to Identity, the Quest for Israel's Future, on Amazon, on Facebook.
Contact me on Facebook. That's the best federation movement, and I'm here.
Emanuel Shahaf, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.